The treatment of scientists is one of the hallmarks of when a democracy starts leaning toward totalitarianism, which is, of course, a huge problem. And as I started to see what was happening, that started me to mobilize. I've been able to see a lot of things that have been going on since January 20th that are a disaster. And it's not only a disaster for public health, but it's a disaster for freedom.
Steve Shoptaw, chercheur en psychologie à l'Université de Californie aux États-Unis, tire la sonnette d'alarme.
Predictability is lost, okay? In terms of building scientific knowledge, what we require is the ability to bring in people, train them, get them ready to go out in the field, do the work that we need to be done, whether it's a clinical trial, an observational study, whether it's a cohort, whatever the science is, we have to have predictability. And at every level, this regime has destroyed predictability. The massacre of science is at every level. At the National Institutes of Health, who are scientists themselves, have been tasked with compiling lists of grants that could potentially be terminated because they involve people with trans identities or people who have a focus on diversity, equity, or inclusion as their expertise, or climate science. They list those grants, and then that list goes somewhere. We don't know where, and somebody, we don't know who, selects which grants actually get terminated.
De nombreuses subventions pour des recherches déjà entamées ont été annulées, mais qu'est-ce que cela implique concrètement?
When you don't use surveillance, when you don't use prevention, when you don't have research, you don't have treatment, people die. In 1938 Berlin, there was in November a night called Kristallnacht. And in Kristallnacht, the Germans went and vandalized all of the homes and the stores and the synagogues of the Jews. And in the morning, all that was left was shattered glass. And so the Kristallnacht means the night of shattered glass. This is the scientific equivalent of Kristallnacht. And the issue was that to be a Jew in 1938 Germany, you had to pay an atonement tax. So the atonement tax was paid to the Germans as a way of being able to get along. In science, we see the same sort of thing. Right now, the windows are broken, the glass is on the ground, and now we are faced with either paying an atonement tax, like Columbia University has paid an atonement tax to be able to continue working. $400 million. $400 million. And still, they continue to get grants terminated. You know, the famous prayer was first they came for the immigrants, and I'm not an immigrant, so I didn't say anything. And then they came for the scientists, and I'm not a scientist, so I didn't say anything. Then they came for gay people, and I'm not a gay person, so I didn't say anything. And now they're here on my door. So a part of this, my willingness to speak out, is a recognition of bullying on a social level and the experience of that in my community. And I have a choice to keep my mouth shut or to say something. And I'm choosing to only use data to speak